I'm Derek.
Scott, and this is
Whiskey No Smoke.
And we cleanse our palate.
Busch Light.
All right, what's going on, guys? Today we're going to switch it up from the bourbon, and we're going to go into the Scotch whiskey realm.
Have I had this one yet?
You have. It's been a while.
Okay. Being your friend and all, it's kind of hard to remember which ones that I have.
Yeah,
and
we
not have,
got a little bit of a collection going. Maybe one day we'll show, but I roughly have about 50 bottles at home, and he's pushing 40.
Yeah.
So
Working
we got
on it.
plenty of content for you guys for a while.
Working on it.
This is actually the first bottle of Scotch I ever bought. I don't know if you know that.
I did not know that.
Yeah, this is actually, I bought it from the still here in Lincoln. I was just in there one day, nosing around, normally bourbon guy, and it's like, I want to try Scotch. And I mean, it was on sale. I don't know how great of a sale it was. Everywhere online says about $50 a bottle. I got it for 40.
MSRP.
Yeah, I got it for 40. So
Oh, that's a damn good deal.
it's super good price. So you don't remember having this? I think it's been about a year.
Oh, okay. That's probably why.
I think it's been about a year since.
It's been a while since we really dove into a Scotch or anything like that. So.
But yeah, most of our collections are both bourbons related, but we definitely both have a few Scotches. I got only like 5 or 6. Definitely going to get more in the future.
More on that too.
I think
3 or 4.
About the same.
Yeah.
But let's get into some details of this one.
All right. The distiller is Highland Park. The mash bill, like almost all Scotches, are 100% malted barley. The casks that they use are ex-sherry casks, which is a type of wine made of either American or European oak from the Oloroso sherry producers in Spain.
If we butchered that, and by we I mean Derek, because I would have said it
Oloroso!
probably just as bad. But yeah, obviously Highland Park 12, aged 12 years. It's 43%, 86 proof. Apparently Europe has a lower proof of 40 or 80 proof.
Yeah.
I did not know that until Derek told me today.
Mm-hmm.
And like we said, normal price around, you're going to find this for about $50.
You want to get into the founding?
Founding? Yeah. So Magnus Unson.
Yeah.
He was a butcher and
cool name.
church officer, actually by day, and then an illicit distiller and whiskey smuggler by night. So 1798, some people argue either that year or 1826 is when Highland Park 12 was originated. So the actual distillery was created in 1826, where it's legally.
That's when they got their license.
Because in 1798, he was caught illegally distilling whiskey.
Yes.
So the guy making Highland, who originated it, 1798. So if you hear that year,
Magnus Unson.
you're gonna be right.
It's
It is. Feel like we're watching Gladiator. Magnus.
Yeah, something like that.
Magnus.
Something like that.
So where is this from? Obviously Scotland.
The Isle of Orkney.
Yep,
Orkney is
Orkney,
what it's called.
and that's pretty far north.
Yeah, it's
One of the-
not on the main island itself. It's one of the islands directly due to the north. But
They do some pretty interesting stuff. They're the only ones
unique.
they're the only ones that do their own peat process. So Derek was looking into that, and what's their indigestion already? I got a burp.
No, not coming. But yes, their peat is actually pretty unique as far as the peat that they use to actually dry out their malted barley in order to use it for actually distilling alcohol. But they use this little shrub. It's called heather, and it's actually in it's a small shrub. It's got these pinkish purple flowers that are very specific to the region in Scotland, and they're one of the few people that don't actually remove them before they dry out when they go to smoke that peat for the kind of like kiln. What actually gives it kind of a little sweeter of a taste is supposedly those little pinkish purple flowers.
Yeah, so there's actually a scale for peat in Scotch whiskey. Most people know it as ppm, which is phenol, I believe is how you pronounce it, parts per million. And so Highland Park 12 is what I consider kind of an introductory to a peated whiskey, because they rate it at about 20 parts per million. So there's definitely more peat in this than like a Glenfiddich 12 or a Glenlivet, the basic beginner levels, or even like your Aberlour 12 that's super sweet and fruity and has almost no fruit, no peat, no peat at all to it. So just in retrospect, everybody, we kind of chose Ardbeg 10 because it's a very well known and
highly sought after.
Everywhere, and there's almost like a cult-like following. Like, if you don't drink Ardbeg, why are you drinking at all? Kind of people out there in the world. But so this is a 20 ppm, and Ardbeg 10 is actually 55 ppm.
Yeah,
so
almost double or over double.
Yeah, over double.
Yeah.
So this is a very good introductory level to peat, which, like I said, this is my first scotch I ever bought. Not the first scotch I ever drank, but definitely right there. I would say basically middle of the road for peat. And Derek may confirm or deny what I say in a minute because he doesn't remember having it.
I don't remember having it.
But it's definitely, I'm glad I took the whim purchase and got it, because it's one of my favorites, and I think it's a very underrated scotch in my opinion. You don't see it in very many bars, and I think it should be in more. I really do.
Yeah, no, I'm kind of excited, like, to whereas I don't remember what it tastes like or even having trying it before. So in my head, it's kind of like it's its own first try.
Yeah. Do you remember drinking the Ardbeg 10?
I do.
I bought that, and that is peaty.
Yeah, very, 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 very smoky.
And this has just a lot more. I think it's a lot easier to find the other flavors in this.
Okay.
All the other tasting notes in this whiskey versus an Ardbeg or, Lagavulin or Lafroig. You know, like, you definitely have to have the right palate for those.
Okay.
Which I enjoy Ardbeg 10. I don't want all you cult followers to come find me, because we tell you where we live, basically. All right, so like we said, very affordable. You can find it between 40 and, let's just go over the
55.
55. Definitely if you find it at 40, I'd say buy it.
Yes.
It's very much worth 50. It's basically in every liquor store. All the local liquor stores here in Lincoln have it, I do believe. And if they don't, they're probably just sold out.
Yeah.
So
from what I understand is it goes pretty quickly, and it's highly sought after in the Scotch community. So
yeah, if you're in the Scotch community, but then again, like, I have people come down at my work, Capital Cigar Lounge. We just got it in our bar actually this week.
Oh, really?
Yeah, so I'm pretty excited. We just got the 18, and I'm excited to try that too. But
I heard that was really good.
If it's just this aged longer, I can't imagine. But like, everyone still wants the Glenfiddich 12, and that's a good introductory scotch, and there's nothing wrong with Glenfiddich 12. But I just think for as far as 12-year scotches, this one and Aberlour is probably my two favorite.
Awesome.
But let's reintroduce Derek to some.
Sounds great.
Highland Park 12.
Sounds great.
Definitely a good pour. And I've had a long week, so don't judge me.
Thank you, sir.
Oh, yeah. You can just get a slight hint of peat right on the nose. But it's like it's creamy. Almost like a coffee creamer is what I'm picking up. Caramel and vanilla.
I'm getting that honey.
Yeah, like a honey, caramel,
that-
vanilla
That
combination.
peaty smell is very, 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 very light.
Yeah, very light. I almost wish I'd have brought the Ardbeg 10 just to kind of compare it, but we'll do Ardbeg 10. We'll do our generic video later. Yeah, no,
Absolutely grainy.
Yep, very grainy.
Kinda.
You definitely know it's Scotch.
You can smell
Definitely.
You can smell the sherry.
Yeah, the sherry and the peat. But the main things that jumped out to me were definitely caramel, vanilla, and honey. It's been a while. It's been a couple months since I popped this bottle open. Just keep buying new bottles and not going back to the ones
It's
I've
really
had before.
florally too.
Mm-hmm. It's opening up quite a bit. I'm gonna oil my whole glass. Oh, fallen soldier.
Alrighty. Let me know when you're ready.
All right. Well,
Wait.
you find something new?
Reminds me of blueberry Pop Tarts.
Blueberry Pop Tarts.
I don't know why.
Jesus.
Think of that. And
Have
smell
you
it.
ate today?
Yes, I did. Think of that and smell it.
God. I'm not getting blueberry.
Maybe it's cherry Pop Tarts.
I don't know.
Those weird blue ones, you know, with the blue and purple frosting. All right. Cheers, brother.
Cheers. See what you think.
Ooh, that peat is actually a little more higher on the taste.
Oh, yeah.
But
It is a little surprising.
Strange thing is I didn't get the peat until kind of the end of the drink,
It's definitely more on the finish.
like the start of the finish.
Yeah. It's definitely more on the finish.
But it starts out
But
really,
it's
really
not,
sweet.
not so intense that it's gonna scare you away. Like, let's be honest, guys. Everybody that loves peat, I like peat. You know, like I
do
said,
too, yeah.
I have Ardbeg 10 at home. I have Lagavulin 16, the Nick Offerman Edition 11, and I love them. But for the newer introductory level, I feel like this is the perfect introductory to peat.
Absolutely.
Because you get right on the front, you get that honey, you get that vanilla and caramel, and then you get the peat. Versus like Ardbeg, you have to dig through the peat to find the other flavors.
You can still taste that sweetness from that sherry, though.
Oh yeah, this, I mean, without a doubt. There's so many fruit notes in this almost, it's hard to pinpoint.
I'm gonna do a palate cleanser quick.
Oh, you're fine.
Reset it.
Reset it. Yeah, there's just...
Ooh, going back to it, after taking a swig of Busch Light, it actually opened up that cream a lot more.
Yeah, it's creamy. It's very creamy. And definitely oily. You know, it's not one of the scotches that'll dry you out.
No, definitely not.
It's pretty light. It's pretty light to drink. I mean, like I said, it's one of my favorites. I'm not that experienced into scotch as I am in bourbon, but if I had to pick one or two scotches, I would definitely always have
The
this
more I
one.
sit on it, it does have that band-aidy kind of finish that it's typical of a smoky
Yep,
peat
the
scotch.
peat. Yep.
I know
you
it
get a
sounds-
little bit of that.
It sounds gross when you think about it, but in a lot of scotches, you'll actually taste kind of like a Band-Aid kind of flavor. And there's no other way to describe it because so many other people describe it the exact same way.
And yet, who the hell has tasted a Band-Aid?
Who has it? You being a little kid, fucking put a Band-Aid in your mouth?
I don't know, man. I always just shove
Well,
dirt.
I mean, you smell what you taste, so...
We were too poor for Band-Aids. My dad just threw the roll of electrical tape and paper towels at me. But yeah, I mean, I'm starting to,
A lot more wood on that finish, too.
yeah, I'm starting to pick up a, maybe a pear? Maybe
Where there's apples, there's pears.
Yeah, I do.
It's one of those.
I do find a lot of apples in almost everything I smell.
Well,
apparently that's where
That's pretty typical that you'd smell that in most.
Yeah, apparently that's where my nose tends to lead, or my brain tends to think, is it's all apple. Which, if you don't like apple,
there's something wrong with
just
you.
get the fuck out of America. I mean, if you don't like fresh baked apple pie. But this is definitely like fresh sliced apple, not baked or cooked
it's
or
got like
anything
a crisp.
like that.
It's got a crisp smell to it.
So
I'm gonna try some water.
Try some water. While you're getting some water, what do you think? Do you remember having this, or is it still a blank, or is it almost like a?
It's like.
Is your memory jogging, or
it's
are
not
you like,
really,
this
because
is a new whiskey?
I consider it new to me because this would have been the second time I've had it then?
Maybe third.
So
Maybe
I consider in years. So I consider it new to me, but to be perfectly honest, I was expecting it to be a lot higher in that smoke. So whereas I like that, it's actually kind of refreshing. In my head, I was expecting it to be significantly smokier. But just even that 20 ppm versus the 55 ppm, which is kind of right around the middle for a vast majority of scotches.
Yeah, because we looked it up, and Octomore was like fucking 300.
300, yeah.
Which I have not had that yet, but now I'm kind of interested because. Light.
I think that honestly, like, I was expecting it to be a lot more peatier than it was.
How many drops you put in?
2.
I'll do 2 as well.
Ooh, you can actually smell the barley in there now after the 2 drops.
Ooh, yeah, it's definitely. I associate barley to a grassy smell.
Yeah, grassy.
But yeah, that definitely opens up that. But you're still getting the caramel and cream smell, and I mean, when you get
the smoke went away for me.
I'm still picking up a little bit of smoke.
No, mine went to grass, like that honey smell.
Grassy, honey,
cream,
caramel,
yeah,
cream. Yeah, all things. But like I said.
Oh my god.
Did it open it up?
Oh my god.
I've actually never put water in it before.
Wow.
I think it amplified the peat on the finish.
But it... I don't know what kind of spice that is.
Yeah, there's definitely some kind of spice.
I don't know what that is.
But did you get more of a little bit more peat on the end?
I did, but it's not like it. It's on the palate, not on the finish. That smoke. Mm-hmm. It's like right there, like it starts to where it kind of reminds you of a more peatier scotch.
Like, hey, I'm
right here.
I still have peat in it.
All you gotta do is.
I'm not a space side.
Well,
which, if we're wrong, I have yet to have a space side that has been smoky. I mean, I guess the Abalor, you have 16. It's a little bit smokier than the 12.
I wonder if the drop of water, the 2 drops of water that we put in, is kind of similar to, whereas everywhere in Europe has the 40%. If that lower proof is actually the reason.
I don't think 2 drops of water is going to drop us down 3%.
But that's by volume.
I'm going to add a couple more.
That's by volume, though.
I'm going to add a couple more. Which, in my opinion, I've actually never added water to this because, God, I always say add water until you like it. Always try different water, but this guy doesn't need much. Ooh, adding 3 more drops, I'm getting a lot more caramel. Yeah, I went to 5. Yeah, smell that. I'm getting a lot more caramel on the nose.
Ooh, that is way sweeter.
Yeah. It's a lot more caramel.
Kind of reminds me of like a rye whiskey caramel.
Almost the Sazerac smell, but with peat.
That's actually what popped into my head, that Sazerac.
Oh, God. Love for the price point of Sazerac.
Let me know how that tastes, because I'm considering actually putting 3 more drops in my glass. Because if it smells...
Do it.
If it tastes anything like that smells... Well, I don't want to... I already like this with just 2 drops.
Yeah, do that.
Do it?
Yeah, do that. The peat's a lot more mild and almost even throughout the whole thing now, instead of where at the beginning it's just at the end without water it just spikes at the end. But this it's a nice even peat with still that caramel and cream and a little bit of pearness, maybe apple. This is a phenomenal whiskey. So as in, basically, your first time having this, because you didn't remember having it, because like I said, it's been over a year since we've had it.
Yes.
I mean, I had it probably a month or two ago. Just sitting in my basement drinking, trying to think of more content to feed you fools. But I would highly recommend this. I mean,
I would recommend it to somebody maybe trying to get into Scotch that is used to drinking bourbon versus going full smoke with like a Lagavulin 16 or something like that.
My actual recommendation for bourbon drinkers to get into Scotch is going to be our next video, the Glenfiddich 14.
Yeah.
Because it is made with an American oak barrels?
Yeah, new charred American oak.
Yep. So basically, it's bourbon made in Scotland. We have to dive deep, try to find the mash bill. I don't know if it's still 100% malted barley.
Yeah, no, I can't remember.
So, or if they actually use corn. I don't even know. I might be just an idiot.
I think technically it's Scotch. Scotch made in bourbon barrels, but it's new bourbon barrels.
So it's probably 100% malted barley. I doubt those purists over in Scotland even mess with corn.
It was a limited release in the U.S.
Yeah. So.
Now it's all the time, I'm pretty sure, because it was very easy to find it.
But for me, this whiskey, and shout out to my buddy Ethan Nelson at a Shaken Not Stirred or Stirred Not Shaken podcast.
Sir Mix-a-Lot podcast.
Yeah, Sir Mix-a-Lot podcast.
He's rebranding.
Who we had on our Uncle Nearest channel. He's in Kansas City tonight.
I tried it. Stirred Not Shaken.
Stirred Not Shaken. We'll drop a little picture in here somewhere. But this is actually one of his favorites, and says he always has it on. We were going to have him on with this one, so maybe we'll retouch on this one with a couple other Highland Park 12s or a couple other scotches. But I honestly, if you're looking to buy a scotch and you haven't had one, haven't tried one, haven't bought one yet, buy this one.
I would absolutely purchase this.
Because most scotch, like, the price just goes up from here. Mm-hmm. It just goes up from here.
Not only that, but for the
Can you
12-year...
find a scotch for under $40?
Probably like some Kirkland shit, but...
Yeah.
For it having a 12-year age statement and still being right around $50 is pretty impressive. Pretty impressive for the brand.
Yeah, well, I mean, shit. A 12-year bourbon almost reaches $100. What are you doing?
For some reason, the app closed on the watch.
Oh,
I can't wait to throw that in the video.
Oh, well, Jesus.
All right.
Anyways, what do you think? You gonna go get yourself a bottle?
I will absolutely have one of these on my bar at all times. It's a damn good scotch.
He's a fucking liar because he's gonna come to my house and drink it. Well, just like I'm probably not gonna go buy most of shit he has because I'm gonna come to his house and drink it.
I would get a bottle.
That's what friends are for.
I would get a bottle for my bar though.
Absolutely. I'm just saying, when this bottle's gone, I'll replace it.
Yes.
I'll replace it.
Absolutely. All right, brother.
Is that it?
That is it.
All right, so remember to shop local, guys. Don't go to Hy-Vee. I don't know why. I just have a thing with Hy-Vee.
Been waiting months from fucking Hy-Vee to call me about the goddamn Eagle Rares.
Oh, yeah. We just put a special order in. And then you talk to somebody that actually knows something. No, it's just a waiting list.
Yeah.
Hopes and dreams crushed. and is about to spend thousands of dollars.
But
It's like, because we even called her out on it. Some gal at our local Hy-Vee, we won't say which one, we won't say her name. We'll be nice to her.
I remember her name though.
Yeah, I know. You remember things like that. She's like, yeah, you can order any whiskey you want. We're like, I don't think you know how this works.
Hate and discontent are two words that I would use to describe my emotions towards this woman.
Anyways, thanks for watching. Don't forget to like, comment, let us know what you liked, what you didn't like, because we're learning. And if you guys like something, we want to do more of that. If you dislike something, we want to do more of that, or do less of that. Sorry. And subscribe.
Yeah, no, that works for me.
Cool. I gotta pee.
You gotta pee? Shout out Ken's Kegs, Cornhusker Bottle Shop. Shop locally.
Capital Cigar Lounge. Get all your. You can now get this and a nice cigar.